Hello everyone, welcome to the class Information Storage Network. In the previous class we have discussed about, or in previous video lecture we have discussed about what is meant by a fiber channel, and we have also seen the architecture of a fiber channel storage area network, and also we have seen the evolution of such a fiber channel storage area network. So if you recall the previous class, the architecture of a fiber channel storage area network, this is what it looks like. So this is the actually the evolution of the FC SAN. So you can see there are several components which are connected to each other. So in today's class we will be discussing about all these hardware and software components which are required to construct such an architecture. Okay. So the first one, or the first component of an FC SAN is called as node ports. Now what is meant by a node? All the end devices that you see in this architecture, in this FC SAN architecture, can be termed as a node. Examples are hosts, storage arrays, tape libraries. All these components can be referred to as nodes. Now each of these node is either a source or a destination of information. Now to have some sort of a connection or communication between these nodes, we require a physical interface. So this physical interface is called as a port, and every node requires one or more ports. As you can see in this particular diagram, there is a node. It is an end device in that architecture, FC SAN architecture. So this end device or a node has certain ports. Two or more ports are required to establish some sort of communication between nodes. Port 0, port 1 up to port N. So these ports are integral components of these nodes. So ports are available as HBA in a host. HBA refers to host bus adapters. They are available as front end adapters in storage. Now every port has two types of links. One is called as the transmit link, and the second one is called as a receive link. Transmit link indicated by TX, receive link indicated by RX. As the name suggests, transmit link is for transmitting information and receive link is for receiving information. So such an environment, such an FC environment where it has transmit link and receive link, it is called as a full duplex data transmission mode. It is called as full duplex data transmission mode. So this was about nodes and ports. So next component is called as cables and connectors. So in order to connect two or more nodes, we have a physical interface called as nodes. So in order to establish physical connectivity, we need cables and connectors. So SAN implementations generally use optical fiber cabling, but copper cabling also can be used for shorter distances. It can be used for shorter distances, for distancing up to 30 meters. If you want communication up to 30 meters, copper cabling can be used. Optical fibers carry data in the form of light, and this light is a laser light, not any other ordinary light. It is a laser light. So there are two types of optical cables available for us. It is called as single mode fiber, and it is one more is called as multi-mode fiber. Multi-mode fiber is generally termed as MMF. It carries multiple beams of light projected at different angles. If you take a look at this diagram over here, the second one, multiple beams of light, laser light to be very specific, are sent through the core of that fiber channel or optical fiber cable, and they are projected at different angles simultaneously. They are projected as different angles simultaneously. An MMF cable of such a sort is typically used for shorter distances. They are typically used for shorter distances of data communication. The other one is called as single mode fiber, SMF. So this SMF carries a single ray of light projected at the center of the core. Multi-mode fiber, multiple rays of light at different angles, but single mode fiber projected at the center of the core, projected at the center of the core. Among all the types of fiber cables, single mode provides minimum signal over a maximum distance. So single mode fiber can provide connectivity up to 10 kilometers. It can provide up to 10 kilometers. So but this connectivity depends upon the power of the laser which is sent by the transmitter and the sensitivity which is present at the receiver, right? So in order to establish or in order to use cables to these nodes and ports, we need something called as connectors. Without a connector, we cannot attach cables for two or more nodes. So a connector is attached at the end of the cable. You have connectors. If you have seen an Ethernet cable, the cable comes with a certain connector. So one cable or one end goes to your CPU or your laptop and the other one goes to your modem. So similarly, we have connectors which are connected at the end of the cable. We have different types of connectors. So first one is called as a standard connector or an SC connector. The second one Lucent connector, and the third one is called as a straight tip connector. So standard connector and Lucent connector are commonly used for fiber optic cables. So LC and SC, these are used for fiber optic cables, right? So next type of the next slide shows us the SAN switch with fiber optic FC connectors installed. So this is generally how a SAN switch looks like, with all the optical fiber and connectors installed to it, right? So next one, or the next device or the FC component is the interconnecting devices. So if you want your nodes to be connected or interconnected, we have something called as switches and hubs. They are called as FC hubs, switches and directors. So what is a hub, what is a switch, and what is a director? Hubs are used as communication devices and FCAL implementation. We will be discussing about what is meant by FCAL. FCAL refers to fiber channel arbitrated loop implementation. So hubs physically connect nodes in a logical loop or a physical star topology. So what kind of topology does this implementation use, or these hubs use? It's a physical star topology. So all the nodes which use hubs, they are implemented using fiber channel arbitrated loop. So these nodes which are connected in this particular topology must share that particular loop, because data travels through all the connection points. In such a particular infrastructure, data travels through all the connection points. So because of the availability of low cost and high performance switches, hubs are no longer used. So instead of hubs, hubs provide limited connectivity. So instead of that, switches are being used. So the next type of an interconnection device is called as a switch. So these are much more, you can say, intelligent than hubs, which directly route data from one physical port to another physical port. So in such a type of implementation where switches are used, the nodes do not share the bandwidth. Instead of that, every node has a dedicated communicated path or a communication path. They do not share a loop as they share in an FCAL environment where hubs are used, right? Directors are high-end switches. Directors are also some type of switches, but they are higher high-end switches as compared to normal switches. The difference is that directors have a higher port count. The number of ports that are available in a switch and a director varies, right? The higher directors have a higher port count, and these directors are also better fault tolerant. The fault tolerant capability is higher than switches. Switches are available with a fixed port count, and these directors have a modular switch where the port count can be increased. Switches have a limited port count where directors have directors can have multiple ports, or ports can be added to it, right? So this was about the components of an FC SAN, right? There's another thing which is available in the infrastructure of the FC SAN architecture, that is called as SAN management software. It is called as a SAN management software. So this particular software manages the interfaces between hosts, interconnect devices and storage arrays. So there are hosts, there are storage arrays, and there are interconnect devices. So so all of this, the data transfer between one host to another host, or from one storage device to another host through these interconnect devices, everything is managed by the a SAN management software. So what does this software does is it provides us with a certain user interface or a view, and it provides us with some key management functions like mapping of storage devices, switches, servers, monitoring data transfer, and all these things. So this was about the SAN management software, right? And next we are going to study about FC connectivity. So the FC architecture, what we have studied, it supports three basic interconnectivity options. The first one is point to point, second one arbitrated loop, and the third one fiber channel switched fabric. Let's discuss them one by one. The first one we will be discussing is point to point. As the name suggests, point to point, it states that the two devices are connected directly to each other. This diagram itself tells you, or this figure tells you, that there are two devices which are directly connected to each other. Hence it is called as point to point, and it is the simplest fiber channel configuration. So this configuration provides a dedicated connection of data transmission between nodes. Since two nodes are connected directly to each other, the transmission line or the connection between them is dedicated. But in point to point connection, it comes with a certain drawback. The connectivity is limited because only two devices can communicate with each other at a particular given instance of time. And also this particular configuration is not scalable. You cannot accommodate a larger number of nodes. So direct attached storage, DAS, this uses point to point connectivity. So this is point to point connectivity. Let's move to the next. The next one is SAN interconnectivity, FCAL. So FCAL stands for fiber channel arbitrated loop. What does this mean? Now the devices that are attached in this FCAL configuration, they are attached to a shared loop. There is a loop of network, and all the devices connected in this particular loop, they share that network loop. Okay, so it uses a token ring topology and a physical star topology, this FCAL configuration. Now since the network loop is shared by all the devices, the devices that are connected in this particular loop, they have to struggle with other devices to perform IO operations. What does this mean? This means that at any given point of time, only one device can perform IO operations. Okay, so since the connectivity is shared, those devices have to actually survive or struggle or fight with other devices to perform IO operation. Right. So this FCAL configuration also has certain limitations in terms of scalability. So FCAL shares the loop, and only one device can perform IO operation. That we have seen, all the devices connected in this FCAL, they share that network loop in which they are present. Because each device is in a loop, it must wait for its turn to process an IO request. So overall performance of the devices in an FCAL environment is quite low. So this device can support up to 127 devices. This configuration can support 127 devices on that shared loop. If you want to add or remove devices, yes, it is possible, but adding or removing devices, then we have to reinitialize the loop. We have to start that loop again. So when we reinitialize the loop, then there is a momentary pause between the IO operations that are being performed by other devices. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of FCAL interconnectivity. The next one is called as FCSW transmission. What does FCSW mean? FCSW refers to fiber channel switched fabric. Now unlike a loop configuration, this fiber channel network provides a dedicated path and scalability. All the devices that are connected in this particular configuration, they have a dedicated path for performing IO operation. Addition and removal of devices is quite easy, and it does not disrupt any other IO operations that are being performed by other devices. So this FCSW is also referred to as a fabric connect. is also referred to as a fabric connect. This type of interconnectivity supports up to 15 million devices, and it has higher availability than the hubs which we have seen previously. Alright, so instead of hubs, this particular interconnectivity uses switches. Alright, so this is an FCSW transmission. This is a diagram. So this is how the different nodes are connected to each other in that particular fabric. So in between what you see, these are all switches. This is a switch with 4 ports to it and 4 nodes connected. So that switch in between is called as a fabric. So to this fabric, those 4 nodes are connected: node A, node B, node C, and node D. Right. So if you see in this figure, if node B wants to connect or wants to communicate with node D, the nodes have to individually log in first, and then transmission of data has to take place with the help of this FCSW switch. Now the link between node B and node D is dedicated connection between the initiator and the target. Here B wants to communicate with D, hence B is going to be called as the initiator and D is going to be called as the target. If D wants to communicate with B, then D will become the initiator and B will become the target. Let's see how this works. Okay, B is transmitting data, it is received to D, and D is sending data and it is received by B. So B and D have a dedicated connection between them. Okay. So this was about the different interconnectivity options that the fiber channel provides us. Thank you very much.